Nice love scene.
We got my food! I'ma summer boss again, and I'm a dick.
I got it like that.
In next to no time, the world has moved from technological unintelligence to artificial intelligence, opening up a realm of possibility where machines are being increasingly outfitted with the ability to think, act, and dare I say feel like humans do. There are questions and there are answers, and perhaps the trillion-dollar question is, where artificial intelligence is concerned, should you be hesitant about the present and petrified about the future? That's the issue up for discussion this evening on Lead Story. Thank you for joining me on Lead Story today. My name is George Davis. Tonight we talk about artificial intelligence. We're joined by cybersecurity expert Trevor Forrest. He is the CEO of 876 Solutions, a company that offers cloud, business process optimization, business intelligence, big data, data security, and blockchain solutions. The man in the middle is Sheldon Powell. He's the founder and CEO and the director of markets and commercialization at Innovative 10X, which is one of the first innovation brokerage companies in the Caribbean. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thanks for having us.
All right.
Pleasure to be here.
Excellent. Sheldon, I asked the question in a stripped down version in my intro. You know, let me give you a quick background. I was saying to my producer in the build-up to this interview that I found an article on Google from 2021 about artificial intelligence, and I said to him, it doesn't make sense for me to read this article because it is so stale, just 3 years ago, a measure of how quickly this thing is changing, and the doomsayers say how quickly we're drawing ever closer to humans being relegated from the number one spot in the hierarchy, and machines replacing us.
Yes, yes.
Is that a sensible way to look at it?
Well, it's moving very fast. I don't see it replacing us anytime soon, though, which is actually good news. But if we don't embrace it, though, we're actually going to be, that is when we have to fear it, if we don't embrace it. Meaning understand how to utilize it to make us more efficient and knowledgeable to the workforce.
Yes. Listen, you're an industry player, so perhaps it is that your view is guided by the fact that this is what your expertise is in. But when you talk to people who are not techies, who are not into technology the way that you are, certainly, and they ask you, is AI here to replace what I do or to enhance what I do? How do you answer that question?
Entrepreneurs, capitalism is going to certainly look to replace you if you make yourself replaceable. So there's no doubt about that. But it's no different from industrial revolution, where there are equipment that was being made that can actually outperform what mankind is able to do without machinery. So artificial intelligence is imitating intelligence. It's not intelligence, right? So you have to understand that there are many things that we can imitate. That is, especially things where like the chatbot. Customer service, people will call about the same things over and over again. It's very easy to teach a machine to answer those questions. But when it gets a little bit more complicated, which is about maybe 20-25% of the conversations, the amount of computing power that is needed right now to operate at that level is not quite there. And there's going to be some debate as to when we'll actually get there. We can talk about that, but for me, it's still 5 to 10 years out. And that's why if you look at like the BPO sector, in the BPO sector right now, they're empowering the workers by having them embrace AI in serving the customers, right? And that will continue for a long time to come. So there's still opportunities out there. Now we have to position ourselves for the future. And what happens when where the technology gets to is that there's actually more replacement, and we certainly will not be needing such a large workforce to get work done.
Trevor, I like the answer that Sheldon gives, except where the Industrial Revolution was concerned, or was concerned, the fact is that machines replaced the mechanization with which a human had to be present for industry to grow and thrive. Now, AI and the machines are thinking, are making value judgments in the way that humans did and do, and made us unique among creatures on Earth. And that's why people are petrified about the future. Is that sensible to think that way?
Well, I think that if you look at how technology, and I don't mean computers and phones, but technology, from as far back as we know, whenever something new came along to revolutionize how we did stuff, everybody was afraid. Mm-hmm. But we're still here.
Yes.
So I think what had to happen was people had to get used to it, had to get comfortable with, and then they had to see where they fit with all of this new stuff that came out. So when, the mechanization was revolutionized, now people's roles changed, and how they reacted to those changes, how they changed their skill levels was important. And I think, and we're living in very interesting times because we're actually fortunate enough to see one of those revolutions happen right in front of our eyes. Yes. So what
the revolution is being televised.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
And what we're seeing now is the same kind. I mean, what we used to read in books.
Yes.
What we're experiencing it now, where people are experiencing this new thing called artificial intelligence. They're experiencing its capabilities. We're on the upside of the hype curve, and people have natural fears and concerns. But I think what we have to really do is to say, look, this is how it happens. The whole goal now is to see how it fits, how you fit, and how you can both coexist. Because I think, again, when you look back to all the technologies of the past,
yes,
humans are still there.
Yes, humans are still here, but there's a sentient quality that artificial intelligence is taking on now, that perhaps for the first time in the history of the world, the fear of technology and its potential is not as unfounded as it was before. But who am I to say that? Let the experts tell us after the break. This is Lead Story here, CVM TV.
Hi, I'm Wayne.
And I'm Tammy.
And we are the Mitchells. You can watch Meet the Mitchells right here on CVM TV every Wednesday at 8 p.m.
Yes, you guys don't want to miss it. We will be having new episodes every week, so definitely follow along with our family.
Meet the Mitchell family.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
You're the sugar to my tea. Meet the Mitchell family.
What up, y'all? It's your boy Rayon Lawrence.
Don't move, Doc.
And you're watching Cooking with Love
You can't scare me.
on CVM TV. Keep it locked in. You see me?
The ladies need to see you in a nice love scene.
Where go my food? Summer boss again, and I'm a dick.
I got it like that.
I'm still talking artificial intelligence with Trevor Forrest and Sheldon Powell. Trevor, CEO of 876 Solutions. Sheldon Powell, CEO of Innovate 10X. Gentlemen, I want to start this segment by putting the first discussion point this way. How much of the global population's reservations, if not fear, about artificial intelligence, Sheldon, is driven by what we have been fed consistently by virtue of science fiction movies?
I would have to say a significant amount, The truth is, though, when I used to watch those movies, I mean, like maybe 10 years ago, most of those capabilities are actually here today, except for maybe going back and forth into the future and all of that. But if you thought about flying cars,
yes,
you go to Dubai, there are flying cars there today. I just explained to a brethren that I remember watching Minority Report,
yes,
where they were putting people in jail,
yes,
because they realized that they were actually planning to commit a crime.
Predictive crime analysis
right.
thing, yes.
Right now, there are sensors that you put, the EEG, you know, you can put them in earbuds or caps,
yes,
that they're insisting certain truck drivers drive when they are, you know, long hauls. And they're saying they want to detect not only sleeping pattern, whether you're intoxicated or you're concentrating or not.
Yes.
So that kind of technology actually exists today.
Yes.
So, and when you think about Terminator and all of that, the truth is that the drones are totally controlled by robots,
yes,
artificial intelligence. They're going out there and making decisions as to which human beings are a threat.
Yes.
And in some cases, unfortunately, they're using it,
yes,
to wage war.
Yes.
So, I mean, when you do watch all of those movies, a lot of those things were predictions of things to come.
Yes.
It's just that it's coming to me a lot faster,
yes,
than we were actually thinking.
Yes. Trevor, here's the thing. When we look at, he mentioned Minority Report, and I can't forget Tom Cruise shifting around things on a touch screen. That was 2004. And we were saying, what? Touching a computer and moving things around? That's ridiculous. No, it's the rigor. It's what enables smartphones. But the issue is, if it is that artificial intelligence is here to help the world advance, how is it that to this point, artificial intelligence and the capabilities it gives machines and humans, we are no closer to solving the things that threaten humans in a real way, like cancer, non-communicable diseases, the diabetes, the hypertension, all of these things. Artificial intelligence has made no further headway where these things are concerned, and people are saying, well, what is the human need for giving machines these increased capabilities then?
Well, that's not entirely true, you know, because to
remember, I didn't say treatment for cancer. I said cure.
No,
go ahead.
absolutely. But before you get the cure, you have to understand it, so that you can then formulate the treatment.
Yes.
You know, what is happening is, whereas it used to take decades to come up with medication and cures and so on, what artificial intelligence and that kind of technology has afforded us now is to exponentially shorten that time.
Yes.
Because one of the advantages of machine learning and artificial intelligence is to look at huge amounts of data and come up with inferences and make decisions.
Yes.
So, from the standpoint of how it can help us in the context of medicine and so on, it's been making some huge strides. So let me just make an example here. There was a question in the COVID time as to how is it that they came up with vaccines so quickly?
Yes.
Because prior to that time, you would take years, decades,
and especially because it took 30 plus years to get one for HIV. Right.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But no one questioned the use of technology in shortening that time span. That's what's happening. So you're finding now that because we have so much data on these various diseases and so on, artificial intelligence and machine learning is being employed now to come up with solutions, assessments, and eventually cures.
Yes.
So what I think you're going to start to see is a lot more medication and solutions to medical problems in a shorter period of time. So you can have a whole lot of them now coming at you.
Yes.
Whenever you see that, do not forget the use of this kind of technology for that.
Yes. And so, I was going to help him with the COVID example earlier, but he got there eventually. We are saying, looking at the situation, Sheldon, we're saying that the power that AI furnishes machines with now to process large clumps of data and all that, and to help to solve the modern day problems that human beings have, you're saying it is a necessary thing? Human beings and their existence needs the capabilities that they're outfitting machines with?
Well, yes, we do. But I tell you what is important for us. The other side of what AI can give us is give us back time. Quality time to do what we want to do.
Quality time to do more work.
All right, if that is what you want to do.
Yes.
Right? The truth is, if you're not careful, you may not have any more work to do in that particular sense. But then, what are you going to do?
Yes.
I mean, we talk about having a 4-day work week. Those kind of things, actually, I do see as being possible, because what you're able to get through in a day, using AI as what you call a co-pilot, working along with you as you do your daily tasks, you probably get a tenfold increase. So there's no need to be working these long days, these long hours, unless you so desire.
Yeah. You know, as you say that, I'm thinking of some practical things that AI clearly is helping with and can help with. For instance, there's only a small list of countries with the capabilities to fire a nuclear weapon. Yes. So I'm thinking, of course, that AI can bring more countries into the nuclear fold.
For sure.
Yeah, but for practical things in Jamaica, like the population census and housing census, which was due in 2022, the last one was 2011, we are about 12 years, 13 years and counting, and we still can't walk around and count how many people in Jamaica. This is a practical application for AI and something that could cause skeptics about AI's reach in society to be on the side of the converted.
For sure. People counting is something that is actually very accurate now. I mean, most malls in the States, they are able to know at any point in time how many people are actually inside the mall, because they have the counters just through the regular cameras as people coming in and out. Even crowds, it's not, you don't have to be counting one at a time. And then if you're talking about evacuation, you will actually know how many people are still left in the building after a major earthquake or whatever it is. So there are use cases for the technology that is, as you said, it's so much to help mankind to live a better quality life.
The R word emerges, though, because many people be saying, okay, human beings, free will, natural intelligence, machines, artificial intelligence. How do we regulate?
Well, before we look at regulation, you asked about how it can help us.
Yes.
And if you think about it, there are a myriad of things, especially in Jamaica, and especially topical. It can help us in law enforcement. One of the biggest concerns we have now, and this is a today issue, is the issue of productivity.
Yes.
Artificial intelligence can significantly help us with that problem, the problem of productivity. It can help low productivity increase. It can help people who need to be more productive be more productive.
Yes.
And the knock-on effect of that is an overall increase in productivity.
Yes.
And that's huge for our country. So when we look at predictive law enforcement, crime is a problem, right? So when we start to match some of the top problems that we have as a country, there are some real opportunities for artificial intelligence to help. We have a lot of data, but we don't know, or we're not very good at crunching that data.
No, don't say crunching, say analyzing the data, making sense of it.
Yeah, and getting insights.
Yes.
Artificial intelligence and machine learning can help us to make better decisions when it comes to the kind of data and information we have, because we have a lot of data. So we just need to look at how the
let me take you for the data before the next break. The feeding of the data. I mean, data entry is something you normally take students on their summer break, bring them to an office and say, okay, get these computers, input the data. So there's huge troves of data lying around in boxes. Are we to create AI to get them out of the boxes into the computer, then get AI to process that data into information? What do we do?
So the thing about it is, again, we're already putting a lot of data into the computers. What we need to do now is to create the systems, the algorithms, to now extract the information that we want out of that data. And again, if we look at you know, the most commercialized artificial intelligence, which is generative AI. Those things get their magic from what I call large learning models, which is data. And that is a key component around the success of artificial intelligence anywhere. The data, because it doesn't exist without data.
The data says I have to take a break. And the question going to the break is, for you out there at home, do you think that artificial intelligence blunts or promotes creativity in humans, given that AI has such awesome abilities that give some of us the comfort of knowing that we don't have to think when we make decisions? More on Lead Story after these. We'll talk about the big R, regulation.
Has begun, I've traveled the seas, I've traveled the waters. Once I was weak, now I'm much stronger. I've worked in the sun, look what I've become. I've conquered the beast, now I'm much greater. I've learned from a failure. Dedication, discipline and drive, seizing every moment that comes up in this life.
Yes, you heard right. CVM Sunrise now has its own YouTube channel. Catch up with the morning antics of our hosts, Mrs. Kitty, Dennis Brooks, Tammy Chin Mitchell, and IT Ellis. Subscribe now to see it happen.
So, artificial intelligence, how do we rein it in, or can we? How do we regulate it? And you know how things are. You put something in place, it starts to create problems, and then those on the sidelines start screaming, hey, where are the regulations? Where are the safeguards that you've put in place to ensure that these problems weren't caused in the first place? Is it going to be difficult to regulate AI? Do we need regulation of AI? The White House certainly thinks so, because there's been a charge from the White House for federal agencies to get their houses in order and effectively name an AI czar for the United States. The EU, which of course leads in so many things, technology, and they've taken billions of dollars and euros of the big technology companies over time for various breaches, but they too are going to write their own Bible for the regulation of AI. Us here in Jamaica, what do we do? Do we wait on the tailwinds to blow from the United States and Europe for us to catch a temperature of what to do where our own regulation is concerned? And I put that question squarely at these gentlemen. Trevor, I asked you the R word in the previous segment. You went and you gave me another very important answer, but you're not going to dodge the R word, regulation. Should we, can we, how do we regulate artificial intelligence in our boundaries?
So I think it's an inevitable thing. Given the impact it will have. The good news is the government has started down that path with the implementation of the AI task force.
And the appointment and the creation of a ministry, digital transformation, led by Dana Morris Dixon.
Correct. And one of the things that it's a very complex thing to treat with. Europe, the United States, Asia, they're all different stages as it relates to regulation. And I think the challenge that everybody has is in understanding the pros and cons of artificial intelligence. It's striking the balance between fostering the innovation, but then protecting us from the possibilities of artificial intelligence. Because when you have some of the pioneers of artificial intelligence expressing their own fears about what it can do, then it's clear that there has to be some guardrails as it relates to how far we allow that technology to go. And some of the key things that we have to look at is always ensuring that people understand it, always ensuring that there is human oversight.
Yes.
Because that's key, right?
Yes.
Because if we allow it to proceed along its way, then some of the fears that we have may come to fruition. So it is necessary for that. It is necessary to understand how artificial intelligence works, which is one of the key challenges now, because they have this thing called the black box theory, where artificial intelligence has gone to a point where it's making decisions, but we're not fully clear as to how it got there. So, implementing some degree of transparency and accountability for this thing is very important. Very difficult, but it is something that all countries are grappling with, and even on the AI task force, we're looking quite seriously at that.
Sheldon, isn't it counterintuitive to expect that a human being can police the regulation of AI?
Yes and no. I want to say something though. I believe that in terms of Jamaica's own situation with AI, this is an opportunity for Jamaica to get ahead of the curve.
How?
Everybody's learning AI at the same time.
Yes.
I've been going to conferences, throughout the United States, and usually when they ask about how AI is being used in the companies, I would say about 60-70% describe it in a way that where it is not how it is being used in Jamaica.
Yes.
I've gone to conferences here, HRMAJ, JTDA, ICAJ, such like that. It's the same kind of thing, that there are companies here that are actually embracing it. Now, if we wait on the United States, as you said, to be setting their policies, then we're setting ourselves to be behind.
Yes.
I do believe we have the expertise here to create the policies for our unique situations on AI, which means that, yes, we should be able to say how we plan to police it and regulate it for our own unique situation.
I hear you on that. We are out of time, gentlemen. There's time enough for me to say that, look, you shouldn't be afraid of the future. Yeah? Worrying about when the world will end is not your job. It's not any of our jobs. Yeah? We have to embrace the technology that exists to make our life better, to make our lives easier, not to make thinking easy, not to make our brains lazy, but to enhance the capacity of our brains, to unlock the potential that is within us as humans that we haven't been able to draw out and to put to the use of humankind. There are too many things that ail humans today that AI has the potential to make simple, increase life expectancy, and increase the quality of life that we all enjoy. I know my friends from the news, Curlin and Stephen, are believers in AI, and they see themselves in a Jamaica where AI lives alongside their own intelligence. Am I right, team?
Well, like keeping them fingers crossed, right?
Yes.
I'm measuring my perspective. I see lots of people embracing it. I'm a cautious late adopter.
There you go. All right, thank you very much, Steve. We're going to come back to you for the news in shorter order. That's it for Lead Story today. Thanks to Trevor. Thanks to my guests for talking in a way that I'm sure you were able to